Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matt Westbrook, broker and owner at 1836 Property Management, beautiful Austin, Texas. We are entrusted day in and day out with some of the largest investments that our clients will ever make. Some of these were mom and dad's house that they've turned into a rental and hope will pay for the grandkids' education. Some of these are retirement planning, but these real estate investments that we manage around the Central Texas area are significant in their importance to those families that we serve. So recently and always in property management, we have a couple clients who disagree with how we manage properties. And this overlay with the tragedy in the summer of 2021 with the condo collapse in South Florida got me to thinking, how do we make decisions? How do we affect change? And what can owners expect from us when they entrust us with those properties that are so important? So as a recap, if you're not familiar, there was a condominium building or high rise in South Florida. About 40 years prior to the tragedy, there became some telltale issues that there were problems within the building, but the owners didn't have the money to fix the problems. And no one had the authority to act without the vote of the entire board of directors. The board of directors members had some infighting and couldn't come to a consensus. Several quit the board, others stepped up, but 20, 30, 40 years passed, and these problems that first came up as structural problems never got dealt with. And as a result, those visible risks turned into real risks and tragedy. Now, obviously, the items that we're dealing with on a daily basis, such as cracks in a foundation or doors that may not lock properly, are not nearly as risky as a condominium building collapse. But it really got me to reflect and say, how do we make decisions at 1836? And what can owners trust in as far as a hierarchy of those decisions? So as a result of one of our quarterly outings that we do with the staff, we proposed some of those processes, and I want to share those with you today. These will be reflected on our website. So if you ever have questions on why did we make a decision that we made, we want you to know upfront exactly how we make decisions in our company. So number one, and most paramount, legal. We're going to follow all applicable laws. Now, these can be federal, fair housing laws. These can be state laws when it comes to property code. These can be county ordinances when it comes to maintenance on the property. They can be city ordinances when it comes to habitability or who you rent to and who you don't. So there are layers of laws, and keep in mind that one city or adjacent city, they're all different. And so it is a hodgepodge, and that's why you need a professional, whether it's us or someone else. Number two, the second most important decision we make is contractual. If we have a written agreement, whether it's a lease or a property management agreement or anything else, we have to follow those written agreements. We are still a country of laws, and those keep us all playing on a fair field. And so we need to treat everyone equally and abide by agreements that we make, whether they're for us to our clients as investors or us collectively to our residents as tenants. We're going to follow those to the law. Second is risk avoidance. Now, this one is what got us into a little bit of a question with the client, because was something of a risk or not? We found a crack in a foundation, and 1836 went to seal that crack to smooth it over so that it was not a trip hazard. The client believed it was then cosmetically unattractive. Now, in our core belief, who we are, we protect our clients from visible and invisible risk. The client's comment, and not that he was wrong, but was that he had plenty of insurance and he could cover any cost. Well, our job is to protect you from invisible risk. Now, this one was visible because we saw it, but it's also invisible because it may never happen. But if it does, we're all going to get wrapped up lawsuit. You may or may not know, but 1836 has paid to settle several lawsuits, none of which, zero, have we been the ones at fault. We have had several investors over the years that have either done, let's just say, shady things or failed to disclose things that they were present, which then came to the light of the residents. And then those residents sued for increasing damages over time because we couldn't settle. The initial claims were so large. So those investors settled out of pocket as well, by the way. We had to pay just to get our name on the books to be settled, so they didn't come after us as well. Never caused a single thing to go wrong, but we got wrapped up in it. So we as a company had to make a decision. We can no longer sit by whether an owner thinks something is risky or not, but it is our job as leaders and experts to let that owner know what the appropriate risks are and are not, whether they're visible or invisible, or you have enough money to cover those. So that is number 3 is our risk avoidance procedure. We're going to protect investors, we're going to protect 1836, and we're going to protect residents as well. You can't harm your tenants. It's going to come back to get you. So whether you live in the house or not, we're here to make sure everybody goes home safe at night, everybody gets a fair shake. Ethical, number 4, simply do the right thing. Guys, this shouldn't be hard, but for some people it is. We're not going to hide some information because it may be of an advantage. Now, we do have a duty to protect clients' owners' best interests, but that doesn't mean that we get to hide things to harm others. So let's simply treat each other fair and do the right thing. When information comes out later, it usually comes back to bite you. It doesn't come back and everybody have a big smile on their face. So let's always do the ethical thing. Continuity or adaptation. That's number 5 on our list of 6. So what in the world does that mean? It means a couple things. It means for mechanical items as well as for processes. If we have something in place, we're going to continue with what is working. So if you have a sink that needs to be replaced, we're not going to upgrade it here. We're not going to downgrade it there. We're going to replace like for like as long as it's working. Same thing with procedures. If we have a procedure that we've gone through 250 times, we're going to follow that procedure until it doesn't work properly. And then we're going to adapt. So if ever adaptation's needed, we'll do it, but we're going to continue with what has been proven to work. We're not going to go off on wild goose chases because someone has a singular request at a singular time. Those go downhill every time. If you have ever been a landlord, you'll know that when your tenants make a special request, it's never that easy. That special request affects secondary things you think about, and then the mess starts. So we're going to keep on the same path that's proven to work over the years. We've been doing this for a very long time. We have a great rating online because we take care of things, and those are through our proven processes. So last on the list, the lowest on the absolute hierarchy of how we make decisions is through professional experience, but really related to cosmetics as well. You guys as investors hire us to be the experts. So whether the gray on the wall is one shade of gray or a slightly darker shade of gray, we're not going to come back to these investors and send you swabs in the mail so that you can put these up in the sunlight. Great. Guys, we have to work. We have to get that property back on the market. And we have to have your trust to do it properly. So as the experts, we're going to take care of those cosmetic things and other decisions that you hire us to handle because we want you to have time to invest in other properties, to manage your money, to do well at work, and to take care of your family and enjoy your life. You guys paid us to take care of this property, and we're going to do it right for you. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to reach out to us. The main number is 512-994-4323. As always, schedule some time with one of our staff so we can be fully present, listen to your scenario, and ensure that we provide solutions. Or go to our website, fill out the contact us form. The appropriate person will get back to you, no matter who that may be. There are plenty of options. Look forward to seeing you guys in person one day in beautiful Austin, Texas. Bye-bye.